Okay, well, hello everybody. Say hi to this little boy that he's sleeping. You're sleeping, man. You are dreaming. We are going to talk about dreams. Well, Descartes in 10 minutes, okay? Well, you can't, see your philosophical notes that you already have at Territorio. And this is a brief explanation, a brief review of Descartes. Okay, so first of all, please remember that according to Descartes, the Descartes' intention at first was to doubt about everything. Okay, he wanted to see philosophy and see the world in another way, and in order for doing that, he proposed method that was called the methodic doubt. Okay, the methodic doubt consists in practically doubt about everything. Okay, so in this sense, Descartes didn't want to doubt about everything just because, just because, you know. He wanted to doubt about everything because if we find a certainty that has complete evidence, with that certainty and through that evidence, we can't start again the building of philosophy, the building of knowledge. Okay, imagine that the thought, the philosophy, the knowledge could be represented by a building. Okay, so Descartes tried to doubt about everything. So he doubted about, for example, our senses, our dreams, and the mathematical truths. We cannot trust in our senses, okay? Imagine that, I don't know, perhaps I don't see the same colors that you are seeing, I don't see the same colors as this little boy that is sleeping sees. So practically our senses deceive us, okay? Secondly, Descartes doubts about that perhaps everything is a dream. Okay, for example, any dream has a piece of reality, in some way to say it, you know. So in that sense, reality could be really similar to a dream, you know. Remember the movie Matrix, remember Inception, Paprika. Those movies give us a perspective that perhaps everything is a virtual reality, a virtual simulation, you know. Then we cannot trust practically in anything, because in certain ways the senses are contained in the dreams. We sense, we experiment, we feel the dreams, you know. And finally, the mathematical truths. Descartes, as you know, was a mathematician, and he actually doubted about the math. You wouldn't doubt about that. I don't know, any theorem, any 2 plus 2 equal to 4, the basic example that we know, but despite mathematical truths seem to be really evident, really necessary, really real, Descartes had a paja mental that perhaps evil demon can deceive us, and that powerful evil demon has the power to make us believe that 2 plus 2 equal to 4 is a lie, that there is a truth, but that is not a truth, you know. So imagine in this case, remember Archangel, okay? Imagine that that chip was this evil demon that deceived all of reality, and actually this evil demon acts in all the 3 previous stages. The evil demon can deceive us and can make us to believe that this is a dream, that our senses are not really reliable, you know. So, sorry. The Descartes' reasoning is this one. He realizes that he cannot doubt about his own doubt because If he doubts about his own doubt, he will be doubting. Okay, so if he doubts, if I doubt, I think, and if I think, I am. Okay, therefore I think, therefore I am, and that is the famous phrase cogito ergo sum. Okay, I rather this phrase I am, I think. Actually, this phrase is used by Descartes in the second meditation that you read, supposedly. And why I rather this phrase than this one? Because imagine that we are quitting, we're erasing the therefore, because therefore is like a logical connector between this and this, and Descartes is not saying that if you think then you are. No, the thought and the existence are equal. Okay, so yes, as long as I am, I thinking, and vice versa. As long as I'm thinking, I am. So I am, I think, could be understood as the thinking thing, the cogito, and the I. Okay, so this is the first certainty that Descartes got. Okay, and that certainty that Descartes got overcomes all the methodic doubt proofs that, for example, I need to be me in order to have senses, in order to have dreams or mathematical truths. There is not a dream that is like in the air, and the senses presupposes a subject as well as the mathematical truths. Perhaps, yes, 2 plus 3 is equal to 4 is something that is objective, but without a subject, how can we know that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4? And even this cogito overcomes the evil demon test, because there is not a lie as well as the dreams in the air, like in an abstract way. We are, you need to be yourself, you need to be an I in order to be deceived. Okay, so we got the first certainty, that is the cogito, the I, the thinking thing, but that has many problems, because at this point, as we saw in class, we reached this certainty, but we, in some poetical way to say it, we lost the world. Okay, in this sense, if the only thing that I'm certain about is myself, my thoughts, but not the external world, not my senses, the dreams, not what is external to me, that lend us to the belief of the solipsism. Okay, remember that solipsism is the belief that everything, that the only thing that exists is my mind, and everything is a creation of my mind. Okay, so this is cool, and this is an schema, the cogito, but everything is inside the incogito's mind, not outside. So we need to break this solipsism, and Descartes is going to propose the God existence as the proof that we can have, we can trust in the external world, and that actually the external world exists. Okay, so with this, he needs to guarantee, and he needs to guarantee that God exists. How? Imagine that the cogito is like a cup of coffee. Okay, like this is my Led Zeppelin one. This is my cup of coffee. But imagine that the cogito is like the cup of coffee. If you put anything, you put the world, the ideas of the world inside, and it's okay. It's still the solipsism. It's like a bag. It's like a coffee. Like a cup of coffee. But imagine that though one idea starts to exceed the cup of coffee. I'm not going to, okay. But imagine that we have an idea that breaks and that doesn't fit at all inside here. Okay. So that idea is God, according to Descartes. Okay. That idea, God, is an innate idea, an idea that we have since we were born. And why does that idea give us the certainty that there is an outside world, an external world? Because first of all, exceeds the cogito, and there are two proofs or two arguments of Descartes to prove that. The first one is God is an infinite idea, that doesn't fit at all into within a finite being like the cogito, okay? This is finite, but God is infinite, so we have an idea of God, but not the whole idea of God, okay? That's some way to say it, okay? The first argument about, well, taking the metaphor again of the cup of coffee, okay? Secondly, the second argument is that a perfect idea as God fits within an imperfect being, and this perfection and imperfection thing, let's picture this like a carpenter. Remember that we were talking about the wooden table. Imagine that what is more perfect, the carpenter or the wooden table? Okay, we said that the carpenter, because without the carpenter we wouldn't have a wooden table, okay? The same thing happens with us, okay? Imagine that now the cogito is the wooden table, okay? And that our creator is God, okay? In other words, the second God's existence proof is ourselves, that we are a creation of God, since we can realize that within an imperfect being like me, like the cogito, that has doubt, that's the reason we are imperfect, could realize or infer or have an idea, if you want a vague idea, of God, okay? And finally, since we already proved this God existence, now we can propose what Descartes says, what is the Cartesian dualism, okay? This Cartesian dualism, now we were really sure that we have our mind, that we were thinking things, that we were the cogito, that the res cogitans, okay? We were really already sure about that, but we weren't sure about the body, the res extensa. But now, since we proved God's existence, now we can believe that there is another kind of substance, okay? These two ones are substances that are different. That's the reason this is called dualism, okay? And I think that's good enough. I know that there is a lot of information in 12 minutes, but I don't want to do so, large videos. I don't want to do that. And actually, I hope that you didn't sleep with my explanation, because one friend of mine did. You are boring, man. You are boring with philosophy. You are my best friend. Okay, sorry. Okay, say goodbye. Goodbye.